The 6-month suspension of the rector of Delta State Polytechnic Ogwashuku, Professor Emmanuel Achuenu, has been upheld by the Delta State House of Assembly. The House also extended the boss's suspension. This is following the adoption of a report by the Assembly's ad hoc committee investigating the ongoing administrative and financial crisis at the institution. The ad hoc committee was constituted to investigate the escalating crisis between the rector and the governing council of the Polytechnic, which has threatened the peace of the institution.
Of course, after we had met with the council chairman and members, and also meeting with the rector and the management team, we also invited the two parties together so that there could be cross-examination. Mr. Speaker, the synopsis of the entire exercise is that we found out that the rector was not working in line with the law establishing the Polytechnic. The rector does not have regard for the council for which he is a member. The rector misinterpreted the law establishing the school, and of course, because the Commissioner for Higher Education also erroneously misinterpreted certain sections, which now gave the rector the power to believe that he ranks next to the visitor, which is the government. What we found out was that the rector goes about spending money belonging to the school without the approval of the council. It is explicitly stated in section 34(1) of the law establishing that school that anything that has to do with finance must be approved by the council. The rector even went ahead to secure approval for an expenditure from the Commissioner for Higher Education, putting aside the council that has the powers as explicitly established in the law to give approval for finances to council. A lot of accusations were made. The rector said that the council chairman comes to work on a daily basis, thereby usurping powers to control what happens in the school. But we discovered that the council chairman lives in Lagos, and the council chairman, in the presence of the rector and the management team, said that since assumption that he had only appeared in that school for only 8 times, and he was not challenged when he said it. Mr. Speaker, one of the things we discovered was that the rector works in connivance with some of his team members to do some of these things. It might be best, Mr. Speaker, to know that the rector went ahead to fix 20 million naira in a fixed deposit without the consent of the council that has the powers as established, as enshrined boldly in the law establishing this Polytechnic. It was only during the investigative hearing that the council chairman and members got to know that the sum of 20 million naira was fixed, and for the second time. Mr. Speaker, we discovered a lot of misappropriation of funds. The rector subjected the students to pay the sum of 10,000 naira each, and those in ND paid 6,000 naira for the hosting of new programs. And at the end of the day, when they lost the right to host that new program, the money realized was misappropriated because the money was channeled into other expenditures without the consent of the council. There was a case, Mr. Speaker, where the council approved that the school borrows money from that program account for the purpose of accreditation, and the sum of 69 million naira was approved for the exercise, while the council maintained that if there was need for further expenditure, that the rector should reach out to the chairman for subsequent approval. Mr. Speaker, I want the press to know that the rector went ahead to spend the sum of 42,800,000 naira without the consent of the rector, without the consent of any member of the council. Mr. Speaker, a lot of such misappropriations were found during our investigative hearing, done by the rector and his colleagues without the consent of the council that has the right as boldly enshrined in the law establishing the Polytechnic to approve finances. Mr. Speaker, these and many other issues which were found. Of course, as clearly stated here, our report here, Mr. Speaker, is self-explanatory. As he said in the legal magazine that says,
chaired by Honorable Emeka Nwobi, member representing Anyocha North constituency in the Delta State House of Assembly. The committee conducted an investigation and presented its findings in a 29-page report to the House during the first day 23rd October 2025 plenary, presided over by the Speaker, the Right Honorable Emimotimi Dennis Guo.
Recommended as follows: that the 6-month suspension of the rector by the council should be upheld by the visitor to allow for an unfettered, undisturbed, and unbiased investigation into the alleged administrative misconduct and financial impropriety to breaches leveled against him by the council. That the deputy rector should act until the expiration of the 6 months. That the bursar should be placed on 3-month suspension, and the most senior chief accountant in the bursary should act until the expiration of the 3 months. That the Honorable Commissioner for Higher Education be cautioned and advised to always work in compliance with the law, establishing the Polytechnic and other tertiary institutions in the state, and should desist from usurping the powers of the visitor. That the visitor should invoke section 32(1) and 2 of the law establishing the Polytechnic, which says that 1. The governor shall be the visitor of the Polytechnic. 2. In addition to other powers and functions conferred upon him under this law, the visitor shall, as he may consider necessary, conduct a visitation of the Polytechnic or direct that such a visitation be conducted by such persons in respect of affairs or such affairs of the Polytechnic as he may specify in the direction. And investigate 1. The alleged administrative misconduct and financial improprieties committed by the Rector and management of the Polytechnic. 2. The certificate racketeering syndicate in the Polytechnic. 3. The alleged auction sale of metal scrap, vehicles and other items of the Polytechnic. 4. All the accounts, finances and revenue of the Polytechnic. And 5. The general affairs of the Polytechnic. In light of foregoing findings and recommendations, the committee is of the firm belief that the faithful implementation of the recommendations herein will effectively address the issues under investigation, restore order, and promote good governance in the Polytechnic. It will also strengthen accountability, enhance due process, and promote harmony among stakeholders in the Polytechnic. Mr. Speaker, fellow honorable members, the chairman and members of the committee wish to express their profound appreciation to this honorable House for the privilege and confidence reposed in them to serve. Mr. Speaker, having said this, and some other parts contained in the report, we therefore wish to submit that the recommendations as contained here be upheld by this House so that we can make progress. Thank you so very much.
Some lawmakers supported the report and proposed minor amendments to strengthen its recommendations.
Misappropriation is a very strong term. Misappropriation does not only mean that the money was embezzled, but the money that was meant for this was taken and spent for this. And if it continues, it will go down that money that were budgeted for certain items in institutions are not used for those items in which they were meant for, which is very bad. Secondly, the committee was, in my own opinion, miserly in terms of penalties. I seriously believe the rector should end not less than 9 months. 9 months of suspension. Then there was anything concerning misappropriation that the bursar did not have a hand. The bursar should also have 9 months while this investigation is going on. to serve as a deterrent and to also make other colleges and institutions and universities in the state strong in terms of management. Because that made it, if you continue from one school like this to the other, they will break down of law, rule of law, of management in other institutions. So the penalties here to me should be amended, to be heavily laid down on them, to serve as a deterrent so that other institutions to copy. Thank you very much.
And for the recommendation of the suspension of the bursar and the rector, for the rectors, the 6-month recommendation to me is okay. And for the bursar, flowing from the report, connived with the rector. So if the rector is suspended for 6 months, let the registrar, the bursar also be suspended for 6 months. Because why should it be 3 months when we act in tandem with the rector? And why is it coming back again 3 months before? Don't you think the remaining 3 months, if investigation is going on, it can be a call to the will of further investigation? So if they are suspending the rector for 6 months, the bursar should also be suspended for 6 months to give us a perfect further investigation if the need arises.
But we must commend the council chairman. The council chairman has stood above board. There was nowhere in the report or accusation against him first class. All he wanted was everything to function according to law.
Following the adoption, the Speaker of the House, the Right Honorable Emimotimi Gua, directed the Clerk of the House to communicate the resolutions to the State Governor and other relevant authorities for necessary action. Eunice Emeazia reported.